All right, hello guys. So we're back online live. Please do check out the description I mentioned there. You just need to join one group there. It's like a dummy group, so that we can be in a same channel or server, and then with that you can message me directly. Right, you don't have to add me as a friend on Discord, right? But you still have to DM me the things that you need to ask me, or the screenshot of your team. And also, just for this stream, please send me also your rank. Okay, we are going to do something fun with that, which will give us some rewards in the future as well. So right, it's gonna be like a simple game that I'd like to do just for the Crypto Crow channel subscribers. So you say. But yeah, so I guess we should be starting now. Let's check out the Discord if someone has already sent in. So, Jason, is it? Jason is here. Let's start with Jason. Is it possible to have a bird team? If not, what else? Aiming for top 100. Most lineups here are Hippo, Suryu. Getting from the event. There's Hippo. Wow, you have a lot of jellies. Definitely you can. Alright, so you're thinking if you want to do a bird team. Um, for a top 100, oh, you do have a Toco. Alright, first thing that I would do here is make your Toco plus 300 for sure, because Toco is very, very important. You do have a Sui, so that would help a in a bird lineup. Although you do have, ooh, you have this. You know what? I think this would be really fun. Go ahead with Toko Suryu, um, and this guy. What was the name of this guy? Penguicorn, right? You do have him at A6. I am going to do him in the next vid. Like maybe not in the next video, but I am compiling stuff to show you what Penguicorn can do. So I was wrong about him in the beginning, but he is doing really, really well for some reason, right? But more on that later. But I want you to use Penguicorn just because, one, you don't have a lot of range options, and then you can use Bird and then Torex, right? So this is going to be very similar to my Ignatius account, who, by the way, is still ranked 18 as of the moment. So really, really nice. So I made a little tweak there with the Bird team together with Ebon. So what's happening now is that Bird is my second tank, and then Ebon is my first tank. So basically, Ebon will take all of the hits in the beginning, all of the skill, and then so basically, Bird will not take any of the nukes. So it is a surefire that he will survive to cast his skill. So far, it's been doing amazing. I am not even attacking there. I am just doing defense because I basically have no time to manage all four accounts right now. And so even if I am not doing any attacks, my Ignatius account is doing really, really well. So this is what I could advise you. So Bird, Ebon, Sui, Penguicorn, and who is the other one? Where's the other range one? Toko. Yeah, right. So just to show you what that would look like, let's go with offensive team 5, just so we have a clean slate. Toko, of course, in the front. Bird, and then Ebon will be over here. Sui and Penguicorn. So this is how I would put it, right? If there is a fire type over here, go ahead and put Suryu in. But mostly, this is what the lineup would look like, right? Ebon is right here in the middle line, so that usually he will cast the skill first if there is an Ebon in front. If there's no Ebon, just go ahead and put him in front of Toko. That's okay, right? So there you go, Jason. I hope that helps. I am not sure if you will make it to top 100 because the awakening of your familiars are not high enough that I would say it could reach top 100. But with your Penguicorn at A6, and like for example, you have toys for Penguicorn, I think Penguicorn can cancel a lot of familiars. So spoiler alert, Penguicorn can cancel some familiars. Right, there we go. Next, um, who do we have? Oh, let's just answer this one. So, what do you think about a dark team when Relics is released? Definitely. I am actually building one of my accounts into making a dark fam team. So, this is something that is really, really good because, one, just so you know, and I'm going to make a video about this, but since you guys are here and just so you have good benefits of, watching the stream, you get to hear firsthand my thoughts. Light familiars are really really weak, right? So well, not weak because bird is really strong, but they're very hit or miss. Like they have to have the right team around them, right? And they're not very good with attack. Okay. However, with the dark team, they're very good with attack, and when relics comes out, it's going to have very good synergy together with all the other dark teams out there. And since light familiars, which is the technically the weakness of dark familiars, are not very good when it comes to attack, except for maybe Sunflower, which is not very much used as of the moment. So, meaning you can have your dark team and not have a lot of resistance in the future. So, this is why I am thinking of like making a dark team when Relics comes out. One, the synergy is really, really good. And number two, light familiars are not really good when it comes to DPS. And so, in theory, it will be a destructive apex predator type of team without any much resistance. All right, so there we go. James, yeah, I just did you, James. Yeah, I just did James. All right, another James. Do we? How much James do we have? Wait, I think. All right, I replied to you. Sorry, just all right. So let's do James for minutes right now. Where should I transfer my whale jelly? So that's the question. Um. Oh, okay. Suryu is good. Toko is okay. Hmm. I think. I think I would put the jellies on this one on what do you call this? Disbelief, right? Oh, but that would be three. Huh. All right. So depends on what rank you are aiming for. So here's the thing. There's a huge difference between top 100 and from 5% upwards. So 5% upwards, there's a lot of fire types. There's a lot of water types. When it comes to like top 100, there's a lot of water types and earth types, right? So if you are in the 5% to 10% range, probably go for a Sorbor team. You look like a free to play player, I would say. So maybe do a Sorbor team, right? I would do Sorbor, Toko. Oh, you don't have a strong might. Man, when it comes to synergy, ugh, this is tough. You know what? I say, this is what we'll do. Let's do Sui. Let's do Shrimpaler. Let's do Ouroboros. Let's do this guy, Disbelief, and Toko. By the way, for some reason, I think Ouroboros and Might had some kind of buff recently. Again, with Netmarble, we don't know because they do some buffs without us knowing, or like they do debuffs or like what do you call that, nerfs without us knowing, without telling us anything. And so this is very fluid. We have to just know. But I will do some videos about this in the future. So this is what I would recommend you, James. Toko, Oro, Sui, Shrimpaler, and Disbelief. This is what I would do. All right, so there we go. Next, Nick. All right, let's go with Nick. Is Nick here? All right, Nick. This is you, right? All right. Is there any way to grow with my fam list? Any options? Which fam should I focus on enhance first? Watch what to choose. All right, right. Hmm. You have Tarracona, which is 300. You have a Toco, which is 300. That's good. Plus 10. You have a Sui. You have an Ouroboros. You have a Might. Hmm. You have a Disbelief. Huh. Okay. So because your Disbelief is really strong, because your Tarracona is also kind of strong. Are you a free-to-play player? I would think you are a free-to-play player based on your options, right? Here, I think. Oh, you want to, you do you want to get to top 100? No, no, you don't. So here, what I would do is I would remove what do you call this? Who is this guy? Hippocampus. I would remove Hippocampus. In your team, I would put Tarracona. I would put Suryu. I would put Toko. I would put Sorbor. And I would put Disbelief. Right? So, this is very similar to the free-to-play Sorbor team that I made like recently. So, you will have Suryu in your account. In your team, you would have Toko. And then, since you do have Tarracona, he will be your main DPS. And then Suri, no. Disbelief will be there to keep on healing Tarracona. So the lineup would look like this. So you have Toko, you have Suryu, right? Toko, Suryu, Sorbor, right? And then this is this is Tarracona and Disbelief. Since your Disbelief is A6, yeah, so same as my Disbelief. So the healing would be 56%. And by the way, I think you should put right. So I put this one here, and then I want to put him here. So I want this. I want Tarracona to have the first few hits, right? And then Disbelief will be there too, like support him. Or what you can do is just interchange them so that Disbelief will take all of the hits first. And then usually water types has the nuke like at the back. So Hippocampus, there's gonna be Hippocampus at the back. So that Disbelief has the advantage over that, and then he can heal himself. And then basically Tarracona, right? Tarracona will get to do a lot of hits eventually. So probably the ceiling for this kind of lineup would be 5%, I would say, because you're like even though Tarracona is strong, if you only have a A1 Tarracona, it will be really hard to sneak in top 100. That's what I would say. So just for this team that you have, I think Tarracona would still do wonders here. Eventually, I think you can make use of Ebon. If you want to go for a Sorbor team, maybe replace Tarracona with Ebon, depending on how your team is doing, and especially if your Sorbor is doing really well. But yeah, this is what I would go for now because Tarracona really is strong from the 5% to 20% to 30% range. Right, so there we go. All right, next. Iggy. All right, let's go with Iggy. Iggy. All right, right. Planning to go into the top 10%. All right, is it possible? You do have a A9 Toko. I think it's possible. I think it is possible. What you can do is, yeah, you look like you are a free-to-play player, right? It's possible to get into the top 10, although it would be hard. But the good thing about this team that you have is you have the proper jellies on the proper familiars, right? So you have 213 on Ouroboros. That's good. You have 300 on Might. That's good because again, as I've mentioned, it seems like Ouroboros and Might had a little bit of buff recently. So which I will show you in future videos, which would be very interesting, by the way. But yeah, so you use both of them together with a what do you call this, Sorbor and a Suryu because one, you don't have a lot of options, and two, it really is kind of useful anyway. So that's what we would do. You do have an A4 Thorax, so if anything, depends on how your Might and Ouroboros is doing. You could probably replace Suryu eventually with an Ebon, and then that would be together with a Toko and Boar, right? But for now, use Suryu first because, especially in the 15% to 30% range, there is a lot of fire types, as I've mentioned. So the meta within the 10% to 30% range, there's a lot of fire types. And then so Suryu having the advantage against fire types, it will do you good, I think, temporarily, right? So yeah, I think it's possible to get to the top 10%, since you do have the jellies in the right places, and then yeah, so that's what I go for. I am planning to get relics. So do I get Arak for the free? Yeah, I mean, in with the lineup that you're currently rocking, the one that I advised you, there's no other 4-star that would like do any big change with that. So, if anything, just prepare for relics, which according to rumors, will be out on October. Don't quote me on that. It's just a rumor that I heard. But yeah, so probably October. So if you are planning to get a rare, of course, go with Arachne, since all the others will just be irrelevant for your current team, right? So that's what I would go for, right? So there we go. Next, send in your messages. Uh, Dino Awaken 6, Jason. Yeah, he could be used if you go for a dark type of lineup. Currently, with where you are at, I mean, he could like. All right, so fuck. Um, James? Oh, Jason. Sorry, I have to. All right. Uh, you could like. All right. So one thing you can do if you want to use this guy, what do you call his name? A Dino. You could use a because you wanted to do bird, right? So if you use bird, you can't use Dino as well because they will kind of contradict the skill, right? So if you want to use Dino, then you could go for Dino, Toko. Use Wambat because Wambat would do wonders together with a Dino, and then use Ebon because Ebon will help like push enemies and not have Ebon cancelled. Oh, like Dinosaurus cancelled because it like the animation of Dinosaurus skill is kind of long that it is very possible for him to get cancelled, right? And then after that, I would probably use this guy. So you have a lot of dark types. So you just need a relics maybe to like round up the team. So yeah, that's what I would go for. So go for Penguicorn, Dinosaurus, Ebon Thorax, just because he will be easily cancelled. Wambat and Toko. Yeah, that's what I would go for. Right. There we go. Um, who do we got? Ren Rocks. I did you last week, right? Have I? Let me check. No, I didn't. Oh, but you are like okay. I think you are in Ignatius's server. I think. I think we are in the same server, right? Maybe. Anyway, so would you suggest any familiar changes? Should I change my defense setup? Hide someone, replace. All right. What should I pick on the fam selector? All right. So this is your team. Um. Hmm. So the thing with this lineup is that wait. Oh, 810 Toko is not bad. Do you have him at 300? Uh, you don't have a lot of options, so maybe this is the yeah, this is probably the best lineup we could go for. Hmm. Might is a 4 and you have him at 300. I would definitely prefer Ouroboros, but since you have Might at 8th at plus 300 already, let's go ahead and use them. All right, I think I think we don't have a lot to. I don't think we have a lot of options here, so that's why we will go for this lineup. If there's anything that we could possibly replace, we could probably replace Shrimpaler for disbelief, so that we could have a lot more time for like your Ebon Torix is A6. I think. All right, I think Shrimpaler is good enough here. Uh, yeah, yeah. I think this is good enough. This is a strong team, honestly. Honestly, you are just lacking some DPS, I think, but you do have a might and a Soryu here. So I think we would go for here. Yeah, let's go for this one since you don't have any other options for a DPS, anyways. Yeah. So I think I would change the. All right, so let's go for this one. I'll copy your lineup so that it would be easier to show. Suryu, and then a Shrimpaler. I would put Might in front, and then I would put Shrimpaler. Yeah, let's. I think I'll put Shrimpaler here because Shrimpaler is very, very squishy. What is your Shrimpaler? It's 161. All right, so your Shrimpaler is definitely much more squishier. So, like, there's a lot of Suryu in the familiar arena, so it's easy to, like, get Shrimpaler hit with a Suryu because like the skill of Suryu is AOE. So sometimes Shrimpaler gets like hit even though he's in the back. But yeah, so I'll put it this way because currently your might is in the front line. Is it? Oh, but this is defense. Right. So your might is in the back line. So I would rather put him in front so that you have two melee types, like preventing anyone to go further, right? And then I put Ebon Torix usually in the second line, just so that there's a higher chance for him to use his skill first if there's a Ebon Torix in front. So usually, if you put your Ebon Torix in the second line, he gets to attack first. Usually, all right. So there are times that he doesn't still, but usually that is the case. So that's why I just put him in the second line, right? So there we go. If you want to hide someone, I think you should hide Might and Ebon Torix. So that's the two you should hide because even if they know Toko is here, like for example, all right, so Toko is here. I'll put a fire type over here, but since you have an Ebon over here, what's gonna happen is it's just going to be countered in the end, and which is a good thing because you have a Suryu over here, and again, Suryu skill is AOE, and so if there's someone here in the middle, and then if there's a fire type placed here to counter Toko, it will end up just being hit with a Suryu skill. So that's what I would go for. So hide Ebon Torix and Might. Okay. Rare fam selector. You are not using anyone here. If you want to go for a dark lineup, you don't have the pieces for it, or maybe you will eventually have. Maybe go for Staghorn since you already have a Staghorn. All right, or a Molten. You could, you possibly could do a two. You could possibly do a two tank lineup, meaning you have Ebon Torix and Staghorn. Oh, Ebon and what do you call this? Molten, right? So you could put Molten in front and then Ebon Torix also in front, and then have Toko, Suryu, Shrimpaler at the back. I talked about that in detail in the Molten video. So if you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and check it out. But that one really, really works. And so if anything, I would probably go for Molten since in this type of lineup, you don't have anyone to take advantage of a Staghorn skill. So maybe go for Molten, and and if you choose Molten as well, it will help you with the Lava Valley anyway. So it's a double purpose selection, right? So yeah, go for Molten is what I would advise you. All right, so there we go. Okay. Edwin. All right, let's go with Edwin. All right. So when I finish talking, just message your name so that I could see it right away. Uh, you need help. All right. Oh, so you're the guy who tried to sell his account to me. All right. Where should I put my Staghorn? I'm not sure if this is the best position. That is the best position for Staghorn. However, you don't have an Ebon Torek, so that is the problem here. So it's possible that Staghorn will be cancelled, or like he will only, what do you call that? He will only pull a little bit of, like, not a lot of familiars when he is placed in front and then without anyone to like help out, like an Ebon. So, in, why are you not using Ouroboros, which is A6? You do have a Tarracona, you do have a bird. This is a weird setup for a Sorobor team, I think. Huh. So if you're using Sorobor, it's okay to use Tarracona. Although if you're using Tarracona, it would be kind of hard to use bird. But I don't know. Uh, I um, if what's your Toko? A8? A8. I think that's A8. Since your bird is at A3, I think. What is your goal? Did you say any goals here? You want to get to the top 10%? If anything, I would suggest you to copy the lineup that I am using. So make bird your main, like your front line, and then use Toko, use Shrimp Paler, use Suryu, and then use Penguicorn. That's what I would suggest. Right? Try it out. I think there's a good chance that this will work like right away because your bird is anyway A3. And then he does have. Is it? It's you have 300 jellies for your bird. Yo, so you don't even have to put jellies on the familiars that I am going to tell you to use. So I'm just telling you to try it out and then let me know how it goes, right? But I think it would work. So go ahead and use bird, and then use Toko, use Shrimp Paler, use Suryu, and then Penguicorn. I think this one would really really work. I believe it will, right? So just to show you how that would go, like in terms of the positioning, go ahead with bird, put Toko in front. Since your Toko is A300, I think it's at A300, right? And then use Penguicorn. This is how I would do it, right? So try that one out. I'm sure it will work. All right, next. We will go for Kristen. Kristen Dister? Is that the one? I don't see a Kristen Dister here. No, no Kristen Dister. Oh yeah, way. All right. Oh, so you're one of the first ones. So glad I got you. Hello, I'm newbie in the arena. Recently found your channel. So interested, make me want to be competitive in the film arena. However, I'm struggling since I'm F2B. All right. What 4-star familiar? All right. Aim top 10%. Okay, you do have a Tarracona, so that would easily bring you to top 10% in my personal opinion. You are using Sorbor, which is like what I would go for. Whoa, top 76%. You have a long way to go. But you do have a Tarracona, so this is like you will easily breeze through top 30, I think. For a free-to-play player, you are kind of lucky. You have a Molten, you have a Puffu. I don't even have a Puffu, and you have a Tarracona. Dude, you are lucky. You haven't used a lot of your jellies, right? So your Tarracona is only at 100, So I would suggest bring that to 300. Your Toko also bring that to 300, right? You won't regret doing 300 on them, because with Tarahona and Toko you can definitely use them in the PvP content as well. So you won't regret that. So just go ahead and use all of your jellies on them, right? The first thing that you need in order to get to top 30% is really get some jellies going. So go ahead and get as much jellies as you can through conquest, through the missions of your main character or your alt characters. So all the jellies that you can. In Witch's Woods, it will give you 15 jellies. In Woe Begone Wilds, it will give you 15 jellies. So there's a lot of jellies that can be had, right? But for like in terms of theme, I think I would go for a a a Toko Sorbor, since you are a free to play player, right? So go ahead and get Toko, Sorbor, Might, Tarracona, and the last one would be Suryu, right? So I think that's what we would go for, especially if your goal is to get to the top 10%. And since there's a lot of fire types there, I think this one would work, right? Depending on the meta, of course. So you can mix and match. I think instead of might, you can use Auroboros, right? So that's what you can do. I would prefer if you had Ebon, because Ebon would really help out with Tarracona, I think. But since you don't have an Ebon, I think just go with Might for now. But again, your goal is not that high, so I think you could easily reach that. So in terms of jellies, go ahead and use it on Toko or Tarracona. In terms of the 4-star selection, if you are going for a if you're going for like a free to play Sorbor lineup, you could probably. I mean, you do have a Molten already, so maybe use Molten or Arachnis, right? Because Arachnis will help out in terms of DPS for this particular lineup, especially for a Toko. But you have to put him in the for a Tarracona, but you have to put him in the back. Or actually, a Crab O Lantern could help this guy, Tarracona. Yeah, you could use. Yeah, you could use Crab O Lantern. I think I would go for Crab O Lantern in this particular case, because a Crab O Lantern will help a Tarracona deal more damage, right? So yeah, go with Crab. That's what I would suggest. All right. Yeah. So is there anything else? That's it. Yeah. So use your jellies on Tarracona or Toko. Get a Crab O Lantern, and then that you will be breezing through the top 30 and then top 10 eventually. I'm sure of it. Right. So there we go. Um, Kept Gaming. The details are at the description, so just go ahead and check that out. You will see all of that. Okay, God on Discord. God. All right. Oh my God. Hello, I've been watching your uploads for some time now. Unfortunately, I've been able to last stream. All right, so I'm looking for this one. So your aim is 3 to 10%. All right. Okay. Honestly, that is a high goal, because you don't have a lot of awakening for your familiars. Yeah, this would be tough, I think. Because like once you go further in the rankings, awakening will be really really important. And but we do have a Sorbor. You had a good idea there using Sorbor, right? So I don't know if you've watched my video, so maybe you have and you are now using Sorbor. That is a good thing. So in this particular team or like choices, we will go for which is perfect. You already have the Suryu at A6. Boar, and then Toko. So that's your big three. That's the three that you will definitely use. For the other two, since Might is already there, we will go with Might. And then we could go for either Ebon Torex or Bird. Huh. But I am not very sure. If anything, I think you could use actually this guy. What do you call Hobgoblin? Because with Hobgoblin, like he is very underrated because he will die immediately. But the thing about the Hobgoblin is, especially, there's a lot of like in the top 15% to 30%. There's a lot of like AOE skill users. So you will have a Might, you will have a Suryu, you will have an Ouroboros. If you have a Hobgoblin, he will go basically at the back usually, right? And then what happens is Hobgoblin will take a lot of the skill, and then since Hobgoblin is going to be alone at the back, it's only him that will die, and not a lot from your other familiars will take some hits from the AOE skill. So in that regard, he is valuable. So I think I would go for, since you already have him at A1 as well. Although I think, yeah, it would take some time and a lot of territes in order to get him to A6. So I talked too much there without much. All right, so since you have sorry, since you have Ebon at 168 anyway, let's go ahead and use him, right? So let's go with Sorbor, Sui, Toko, Might, and Torex, right? Uh, Depending on how that works, you could probably change Ebon with this guy. What do you call? Bird, or you could replace Might with Bird, depending on how it works. Because what we're going to do here basically is use Bird as your second tank. Because if he's the second tank, he will basically not get nuked. And if Bird is not nuked, there's a very high chance that he will get to use his skill, right? If it's only normal attacks. So I think that would be a good thing to have Bird on. Just put a lot of HP toys on him, since you don't have any, since your Bird doesn't have any awakening. You do have a Hippo here, so you're probably weirded out why I am not using him. Because if you use Hippocampus and you're also using Suryu, basically you are making Sorbor irrelevant, right? So I would rather have Sorbor more effective than have Suryu and Hippocampus, who is A1 and at plus 55 only, like take up some of the effectiveness that Bor could have, right? So that's what I'll go for. Bor, Suryu, Toko, Might, and Ebon, right? Then based on how it performs, you can switch out Bird to the place of Might or Ebon, right? So there we go. Okay. T. Once RA. Once RA. Okay. Hi. How can I send screenshot? You have done it. All right. So I guess that answers that question. All right. Struggling in Famarina. Okay, you're F2P. Uh-huh. Your Toku is A5. Man. Hey, you still have a Toku here. Why are you not awakening your Toku? What is this? Oh, A6. By the way, spoiler, right? Because I know a lot of people have been asking if there's going to be Toko in the future, right? And this is just the benefit for the people who is watching the stream. In the Korean server, they have the option to do the dungeon of previous previous episodes. So they are able to get more copies of their Toko. We don't have that yet in the global version, but you know how it is. If it is in the Korean server, it will probably be in the global version in the future. I am not saying that is 100%, but that is a very likely scenario. So even if you don't have a Toko, or you want your Toko to be increased in terms of awakening, you can. However, it's going to be like further down the road, right? So, yeah, because a lot of people have been asking if it is possible to get to get more copies of Toko. Yes, you will. Like if I am betting on it, I am betting that you will have the ability to do so in the future, but not in the near future, right? So yeah, just hold on, or if you really want a Toko, just go ahead and buy in the black market, because that's the only way to get them right now. But other than that, you just have to wait. All right, so there you go. So your Toko is at A6, which is not very ideal. I would probably risk this one to get it to A7, because A7 and A6 is a whole lot of difference, especially with their passive skill, right? Since you don't get to have any Toko as of the moment, so or maybe no, I don't know. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. I don't want you to use it and you fail and then you blame me for it. No, it's totally up to you, my dear. But this would be hard because you're probably a new player, like you recently played, so that's why you don't have a lot of options as of the moment. Uh, this would be hard. You do have an A1 bird, so if anything, we can do a lineup that is similar to mine, to my main account, right? Because with that one, I am also overachieving somewhat because of my bird. My bird is only at A1, but it is like, doing really well against higher awakening familiars. So since you don't have a lot of options, I think I would go for that option. Uh, I am actually doing some research of the like using a like 3-star base familiars, and Wombat and what do you call this? Sunflower is good, but since you don't have, but I would suggest that you invest on some 3-star familiars like a Wombat. All right. So what I would go for is Toko, mm, Suryu. Please invest on Suryu because he is a range type, and Suryu is really really strong, by the way, so he can definitely be used. Um, and then, well, Sorbor is already here, so let's use Sorbor, okay? And then, uh, ah, all right. So since we have Sorbor, sorry, I didn't see your Sorbor, but since you are using Sorbor, we have to use Auroboros and Might. So that's what I would go for. Go for Toko, Suryu, Sorbor, Might, and Auroboros. When the what do you call this? When the 4-star rare familiar comes out, which is in about 4 days, I think, you can go ahead and get. I think you should get a Arachnis. I think Arachnis would do well, or a hippocampus. Staghorn won't do because you don't have anyone to know. With the hippocampus, at least you get to take advantage of Suryu, and then with Arachnis you get to take advantage of both Might and what do you call this guy, Auroboros, right? So that's what I would go for. But there's not a lot much we can do here because you don't have a lot of options. I guess you just have to wait and then make sure that you put jellies. First of all, max out your Toko, because so far he is the one that is the strongest, and also Sorbor will be your strongest eventually, and so also use all your jellies on Sorbor, right? So yeah, I think you can reach top 30 because you don't have a lot of options, and in terms of your build, you haven't built a lot of them yet. I would suggest build on some of the 3-star, right? So like Wombat over here. So build on them so that in the future we will have a better option, and then we can use a bird, because with bird you will need some range types, and you don't have a lot of good range types as of the moment. And so since you have better melee types, we are going to use Sorbor for now. All right, so there we go. Next, Nadis. All right, let's go with Nadis. Although I don't see a Nadis here. All right, so yeah. Hello, help me build for arena. I'm F2P. Okay. 4-star rare selection. Okay. Who should you prioritize on jellies? Okay, you're free to play, so we will do a Sorbor lineup. This is a thing here, so if we are free to play, we are definitely going to use Sorbor. So use Sorbor. If you want to use your jellies, also use it on Sorbor. For a free to play player, by the way, you have a lot of Sorbor, so meaning you are very lucky getting Sorbor. By next week, you will definitely, probably, based on your luck, you will have your Sorbor at A10 already. So you basically have good advantage compared to all the other people. But damn, look at you. For a free, like, are you really a free-to-play player? You have an A5 Might, you have an A6 Suryu. Good job. So you were probably one of those people who were like playing right from the beginning. But yeah, more on that later. So I would go for what was this guy's name again? Bor. Sorry, I'm really bad at names. Bor, Toko, Might, Suryu, and I would prefer another melee type because you are using Sorbor. However, since your Shrimp Paler is at A6, I will make an exemption here. But do monitor closely how they will perform, because looking at what you have, you don't really have an option here. So let's go for, and I know a lot of people who are like watching my videos would probably shame me for saying something that is contradictory to what I've been saying. So you are basically going to use 4 range types plus Sorbor, which is kind of not ideal, but we don't have a lot of options here. So I think we will go for Toko, Sorbor, what do you call this? Shrimp Paler, Might, and this Suryu, right? And then if you're gonna use jelly, use it on Sorbor, because the skill of Sorbor, not only does it increase the base stats, it also increases the stats that came from the jellies. So like the total stats of Sorbor will be increased whenever one of the other familiar dies. That's his skill. So this plus 20 is really, really low, so you probably don't feel how strong Sorbor is as of yet, even though he is at A9. But please increase your Sorbor jellies. You will see him dominate. Later on, if you get someone, you should replace Suryu, definitely. If anyone can be put, you can probably use this guy, Dinoceras. Let's see. Maybe Dinoceras, since you do have him at A4, but you don't have him at level like 6-star yet. So yeah, probably Dinoceras or Arachnes could do some good damage as well. So that's what I would go for. But try out Shrimp Paler for now, since he's the strongest. And then, but don't invest jellies on him yet. Eventually, we should be using another melee type in order for Sorbor to be really effective, and so that would be maybe Dinoceras. And then in this particular case, since you do have a Arachnes, and in the 4-star selection rare, you can also choose a Arachnes, and so that would make your Arachnes to A1. So voila, you have a better team all in all. Right, so there we go. Hippo and Stag, not very, like, compared to other familiars that you have, like, I wouldn't use them. Although, wow, you spent a lot of jellies on them, right? So, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So, I don't know. I probably wouldn't because it they would be effective in the 30% range, but if you want to go higher, awakening would be really really important. So just go for like the Sorbor first and then see how it goes. When you get like higher awakenings for the others, then you could use them. These two, like Staghorn and Hippocampus, they could work together, but then you would have to replace two of your familiars already in your team. So, which I think would not be as strong because Sorbor is like the Sorbor team that I mentioned a lot is really really strong, and you have him at A9, and so these two they won't go well with a Sorbor, and so that's kind of like having two different teams in one team, so they won't be very effective. All right, so just go with Sorbor because he is going to be eventually at A10, and that one would really really dominate. All right, so yeah, that's what I would say. Okay. Uh, Geox. All right, so let's go Geox. Where's Geox though? Ah, there we go. All right. F2P. Who wants to get better? All right, planning to buy the event pass to Max Sorbor. First of all, I don't think you need to buy the event pass. If you are going to buy the event pass in order to max out Sorbor, do it at the last minute because it's possible that you get to max out Sorbor even if you don't buy the pass. So, like you can buy it like the day before the event ends because in with that you can get all the pass anyway, like all of it, even if you don't buy it right away. So there's no need to rush as of the moment. So if anything, I would suggest you to buy the 100 tickets, 100 summon tickets. That is much more valuable compared to the event pass, I would say, right? If you want to like purchase something. What should be my attack build? What should be my defense build? And who should I hide? Can I reach top 100? So let's see what you have. Ooh, you do have an 810 Toko. That is always a good start. You don't. All right. Well, you should use a Sorbor since you are a free to play player. I think everybody knows it. All right. So this is perfect because at least in this regard you have Ouroboros. Your Ouroboros has the same same enhancement as your might. And usually from the previous people who've asked questions, there's kind of like a pattern where their might is always at 300 or like very high awakening, and then their Ouroboros is always has good awakening, kind of similar to might, but does not have any enhancement. So with this one, we can use Ouroboros, which, again, in my opinion, does better than might. I will do videos in the future in order to let you see why that is my opinion, right? But like I am making an advice here anyway, so let's go for Ouroboros. Uh, so we are going to use Sorbor definitely. You have him at A7, and I am very sure you will have him at A10 eventually, since you are even thinking of buying a pass just to A10 him. But again, my advice: don't, not yet, not yet. Wait for a little bit, and then use a lot of your jellies if you still have some jellies. Yeah, yeah. So where should I put my jellies next? Definitely on Sorbor. Okay, and then the lineup that we are going to use is Suryu, uh, Toko, Ouroboros, Sorbor, and I would love to say um, Ebon. So we should use Ebon. However, you do have an A4 might. So maybe we can use. All right. What is your rank currently? You are at Platinum 2. I don't know what that is. If you are in the 10% range, right? I think You know what? Since Ebon is already high enhancement anyway, let's use Ebon, Suryu, Toko, uh, what do you call this? Ouroboros and Boar. And how I would set it up is this. It's gonna be like this. Where's Ouroboros? Ouroboros, Boar, and who's the other one? Thorax. All right, so I would do it this way, and I am going to show you a video later on, or maybe just for those guys who are in the stream, I will show it to you. Uh, so just a little bit of a spoiler, I guess. So I already have videos prepared for future content, but yeah. So anyway, this is how I would do it, and I'll show you why. If my computer just goes a little bit faster, that would be great. But I am going to show you a video why I think Ouroboros and Ebon Torix is a good match together. Right? Just a little. But yeah, so just look at it right now. This is how I would. No, sorry. Put Suryu way here at the back. Okay? This is how I do it. Ah, man, come on. Sorry, guys. I really need to show you this one. So this is one of the battles. All right. I think this is the one. So this is going to be in the future video. So I already have it prepared. So this is. So look at Ouroboros and Ebon Thorax here. So look at that. Now Ebon will get to hit all of those familiars, all of my familiars in here. See that? So that's how effective Ouroboros is, right? The range of his skill is something else. Just to show you how that goes. So see, Ebon pushed bird, right? And then if you see my all right, so the film, all right, so that's after the skill, but basically this is before the skill of Ouroboros. Look at all the health of my familiars, right? So all of them are almost at full health, but after Ouroboros used his skill, look at that, bam! Did you see that? All of them are almost below half. All right, so this is how effective Ouroboros can be. And that is why I am going to advise you to use the exact same lineup as that one. So put Ouroboros in front, put Ebon Thorax at the back of Ouroboros, so that you can have you can definitely use that to your advantage, because with Ouroboros, and then if you can have the target of Ouroboros near the range types at the back, it would hit a lot. And since your Ouroboros is at A3, so passable, and then please use some jellies on him as well. Even if it's just the attack jellies, that would do you a lot of good in the familiar arena. So yeah, there we go. That's just a bonus thing that I will put in the future video, but I'm just showing it to you right now since it is relevant, right? So I hope you enjoy that. That's crazy. Paw. All right, let's go with Paw. Paw. Sorry. All right. Paw. All right, let's go with Paw. I can't leave 15% with this lineup. Okay. Yeah, alright. So the problem with this lineup, Sorbor doesn't work well with a hippocampus. Although, like I mentioned recently that we can do that since we do need a water type together with a Sorbor. I would prefer Suryu just because Suryu uses his skill faster than hippocampus. And in this regard, since your Hippo, oh, he is at A1, so that's okay. I think that's okay. Yeah. So in this regard, I think I would remove Bird. Okay, I think I would remove Bird. I would put Ebon Thorax as well, instead of Bird, and then Might is at A4. Who is your other option? Oh, but he's at plus 300. I would have wanted to use Ouroboros, but since Might is already at 300 and we don't want to sacrifice him, let's go ahead and use him. All right, so We will go for Ebon Thorax, Hippocampus, Might, and Sorbor. Right? It would go like this: Hippocampus, Auroboros for Might. Where's my Might? It's over here, and you don't have a Suryu, so we are going to use, who is this guy? Ebon. Right? So, uh, in terms of lineup, I would do it like this. Ebon, you go over here. All right. All right. So I always put Ebon in the second line. Again, if you haven't heard, I use it this way just because there are higher chance for Ebon to use his skill first if there's a Ebon in the front line for your opponent. Right. So this is why I would set it up this way. Ebon will help definitely because so Might will go here, right? And so whoever Hippocampus is targeting, when he uses his skill, those in the vicinity will be affected. So that's why we are using Ebon instead of a bird because one, your Ebon is actually stronger, right? He's at A4. Wait, is your bird plus 300? Oh my goodness. That's tough. Whoa. I'm sorry. All right, what I want to know is why is your bird not doing well? If you want to make use, all right, if you okay. Okay, sorry. So I could suggest you two lineups, right? So one lineup without bird. All right. So this is what I would go for. Let's go for Ebon Thorax, right? So just so whoever is going to attack Toko will be pushed back, and then what happens is Hippocampus will hit a lot more in the vicinity. Since your Hippocampus is at A1, this would work perfectly. So this is the first lineup I would suggest, right? And then if you want to hide someone, you want to hide both melee types, as always, right? So hide Might and hide Ebon Thorax, right? Next lineup I would suggest is the one that uses Ebon and the one that uses Bird, right? So I think your problem is you are because your Toko is only at A7. So I think the problem here is that your bird gets nuked and doesn't survive in order to use his skill. So what we're going to do here is tweak that a little bit. So what do you have? What do you have? What do you have? So okay, so you have A3 of this guy. You do have a shrimp paler. So I think I would do it this way. So you are going to remove Sorbor here because Sorbor because in order for bird to be really effective, we have to use range, and Sorbor will need a lot of melee. So it's just it doesn't work, right? So we are going to remove. All right, sorry. In terms of the lineup, we have to put Sorbor nearer, so Hippocampus right at the back. So this is the first lineup. For the second lineup, we are going to use these guys. So you're going to put your bird. We are going to use your penguicorn, and we are going to use what is your Suryu? Your Suryu is at A2. I think I would go for Suryu, although you don't have a fire type. So maybe let's just go for since I think your problem is that your bird is not surviving. So we are going to use Shrimp Paler, and then this is also nice to have Shrimp Paler because in the future, like in the latter part of the battle, you will need a Shrimp Paler in order to kill the Toko of the other team. So I think this one would work perfectly. Shrimp Paler would heal bird. Toko will heal bird. Hippocampus will be your main DPS, kind of, right at the back. And then he will also do some CC, which will help bird. And also Penguicorn will CC 3 familiars in the back. And so that would round up a really good CC team in order to help your bird survive. So this is the fourth team. This is the second team that I would suggest. So use both. You don't have to use like jellies as of the moment. Just use whatever jellies they are currently using. Penguicorn, you have to bring him to 6-star though. So you have to bring your Penguicorn to 6-star. But try it out. Let's see what happens. I think I am very positive that this one, although your bird is only at A1, put all the HP toys you can give to bird, and then that's what, right? So just to show you, my bird actually uses more HP toys than his actual toy. Right. So I recently used his toy because there's just a lot of stronger bird. Like there's a lot more stronger familiars in the top 10 now. So I am now using this one, but in theory, I would love to go for more HP toys. Okay. So there we go. Yeah. So I think this one would work, and I think this one would blow you past top 15 to top 10% at least. So there we go. Next. Um, a tempter, all right. A lampter, all right. So a lampter. Please help me. I am struggling in arena. Which fam should I build next? Oh wow. You are what? 6%. You are doing okay. Not bad. What are the awakening? Wait, is your Sorbor already at A10? You have multiple. Oh, is that A9? I think. Is it? Oh, A9. So you're waiting for another copy of Sorbor in order to. Yeah, this is good. I think. How are you struggling? You are at 6.59. This is not bad compared to other people here. You are actually doing pretty well. Uh, if anything, I think what we could do here is just do proper placing, because honestly, even if I wanted to change anything here, you don't have a lot of options. All right, so your bird again doesn't really work well with a Sorbor, and since your Sorbor is almost at A10, we want to use a Sorbor. You are probably a F2P with some good luck, right? Mm, yeah, I think I would like your the Penguin is A3, although again doesn't work well with a Sorbor. So I would like this particular lineup is what I would go for. If there's anything to change, uh, maybe Torix, because we wanna like use a lot more DPS. What is the awakening of your Torix? A3, which is not bad. So yeah, let's just go with this one. In terms of jellies, you have all the jellies. Yeah, they're perfect. Yeah, already at enhancement 300. So you are doing really well, my friend. So maybe what we can do is change the placement. So um, all right. So this is what you have, and then you do have a Sorbor, and then you do have an Ebon, and then since I don't have a Tarracona, we are going to use Firelinks as a proxy. Um, I would place it this way, right? Yeah, there we go. Right, right there. I would do it like this. Okay. If anything, I could probably do this. Right, so the Toko and Sorbor is a little bit farther apart, but uh, or even put Ebon right here, I think, because Tarracona will basically take a lot of hits in the early parts, but since you do have him at A300, am I right? No, 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 sorry, A3, dude, this one is strong. Right, so it will definitely get a lot of good hits, and then Ebon will be there to push whoever is attacking Tarracona and basically save him at half HP. And then Ebon will be taking some hits there. And then so when Tarracona eventually when Toko uses his heal, he will heal not only one familiar, he will heal two familiars. So this is perfect because at your current setup, only only Torex will be healed, because in the early parts, basically, he is the only one who is going to be hit. Okay, so with this setup, I think you will get to maximize the healing potential of your Toko. What is the awakening of your Toko? I'm curious. Toko is at 810, so this is good. Yeah. So again, you are struggling because you are stronger. Yeah, I get it now. So because your Tarracona is A3, so you're probably underachieving because like based on the familiars that you have. But yeah, try out this lineup, like this placement, and then if anything, maybe you could just do this one. Like you can interchange both, and then hide in terms of what you want to hide. You want to hide always. You want to hide Thorax, and then let's hide Sorbor. Let's say. All right, so that's what I would go for. But I think if you're able to maximize the healing of Toko, especially in the very beginning, uh, so that means Ebon Thorax will last longer in battle, and if Ebon Thorax lasts longer in battle, that would mean Tarracona would last longer in battle. So, yeah, I think this would at least bring you to like near top 100. There's no 3% anymore. It's just 5%. When you reach past 5%, automatically top 100. So there we go. That's what I would say. Oh, sorry, I completed setup. Fuck. All right. No matter. All right. Okay. Next we have, by the way, 15 minutes left. All right. So let's go. Okay, Rebel Cal. Let's go faster here since we do have a lot of people. Rebel Cal. I don't see you, Rebel Cal. All right, there we go. Rebel Kai. All right, so F2P, struggling from Marina. You don't want to have 8 and Toko. Hippo Stag lineup. Oh, fuck. This would be tough. All right. Oh, but not 810. So meaning, what do you have though? You only have. Oh, man. All right, so I did some tests. What to use if you don't have a Toko, if it's possible to like do well in the arena when you don't have a Toko, and it's very very hard. Like the maximum is at 30%. It's really hard to get past 30% if you don't have a Toko. So I'm sorry, man. We can't do anything here. Like usually, if you don't have a Toko, what I would suggest is uh, do as much DPS like do as much like do as much nukes. Like we want to go for nukes because since the other team will have a Toko and the advantage of the other opponent is healing, so we want to kill them and not have that advantage, not have the advantage of healing. So what I found was using some of the 3 stars like Wambat and Sunflower, which I am going to show you in future videos. I haven't compiled it yet. I am still doing experiments, but in theory, what you have Staghorn and Hippocampus will do okay, right? Because Staghorn and Hippocampus, they will basically have good synergy, and they will really like kill a lot of familiars in the early parts. So you do have the good combo here of Suryu, Hippocampus, and Staghorn. So what I would do here instead is replace your bird, because with what is the awakening of your bird? He's not even awakened, right? Your Staghorn, you have to put him at least what is it? Like level 30. Yeah, put him at level 30. I get it though. Free to play, it will be really hard. So yeah, use Torix. Yeah, I would go for that. And then one other is, I think go for one Sunflower since you already have him at A7, or Wambat. I don't know. So your Wambat is A6. So yeah, what you can do is Suryu is at A2. Yeah. So for now, like use this one, but instead of bird, use Torex. And then in terms of placement, I will show you right here. So Ebon would be here. and then Suryu would be over here. All right. So we want to do it this way. Okay. Right. Oh fuck. Right. So what's gonna happen is Ebon Thorax will push familiars over here, and then that would make Staghorn pull more familiars, and then it would coincide with Hippocampus using his skill, and then that would hit a lot of familiars, and then Suryu also will hit a lot of familiars. So in theory, you want to. All right, but you don't have a Toko. So sorry. So you do have a might, right? So we are going to put might over here. If maybe we can also do it like this. So might in front, Ebon Thorax at the back. So you want to hide Ebon Thorax and Staghorn. That's what you want to do in defense, of course, since you don't have a Toko. So I think this would work. I think. But again, your ceiling is at top 30%. It would be really hard to go further than that without a Toko. But again, the good news is it's possible that we will have more copies of Toko in future content. But as of now, not yet. So we just have to wait. All right. So I think I would go for this one. All right. So I would go for this one, and hope for the best. All right. So there. Yeah. Yeah. And if we can replace Smite with someone, so I would suggest go ahead and upgrade your Worker Bumbler or your Wambat. Whoever comes first, because your Sunflower is at A6. I don't know, A7, and then your Wambat is at A6. So yeah, whichever comes first, you can use any of them. All right, and then suggestion when I get 4-star familiar. In the 4-star selection chest, I would go for Hippocampus because he would help you out a lot. Since you already have a Suryu, and then you do have a Staghorn, I think Hippocampus would do well. And since your Hippocampus is at already enhancement 300, makes more sense. All right, so free to play player, just we don't have a lot of options, so yeah, go ahead and take Hippocampus. All right, next. Mr. Shark. Mr. Shark is where? I don't see a Mr. Shark. All right, Mr. Shark. M50B. Okay. So if you want to, yes, I would probably transfer the enhancement of Flutterby. What is the enhancement of Flutterby? Yeah. So I have the same problem actually. So just to show you, I have Flutterby and enhancement 115. So that's one of my first few mistakes. Right. So yeah, I would do that. What do you have? You do have an A9 Toko, so good. You don't have a. Oh, you do have a Suryu at A1. However, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you do have a proper Sorboard team, I think. Yeah. So yeah. If the question is, Flutterby, yes, I would remove that. In terms of lineup, you actually have the lineup that we want already. So, yeah, we don't have any other options. So yeah, I would go for this one. Right. So might, yeah. In terms of placement, I would put might in front, and then I will put Ebon Thorax at the back of Sorbor. Right. So just interchange the two. I think that would be the better, like, placement. Okay, so I think that would do you more wins. That would get you more wins. And then if you sacrifice Flutterby and give the jellies too, look, your Sorbor is not even enhanced. So you need a lot of enhancement for Sorbor to be very, very effective. And so I would do that. Right. So yeah, and then in terms of placement, interchange Ebon and Might. So that would do you well. All right, there we go. Next, Makyu. Okay, we go for Makyu. Okay, Makyu. Might Suryu, Sorbor, Toko, Shrimp. Okay, Might Suryu, Toko, Sorbor, Shrimp. No. I would go for Auroboros instead of Shrimp. I don't know. Maybe you haven't seen the video that I did. So, I made some like Sorbor lineups right there, and then and in order for Sorobor to be effective, you have to have like melee types. And then so what I found was having at least two melee types would be more efficient, especially if you are in the what range are you in? So if you're in the like 15% to 30% range, right? So yeah, I would replace your Shrimpaler with Ouroboros. I would place it like two like all right, just to show you. All right, I will place Ouroboros and Might in front. I would put um, yeah, Shrimpaler there. Suryu there. Sorry. Wait, where are the familiars? Yeah, there we go. And Toko is where? Where's Toko? All right, there we go. All right. So I would. No. All right, let's interchange that. Yeah. So we don't want two fire types in the same lane, right? So yeah, this is how I do it. Okay. Next. Nald. All right, let's go with Nald. However, I do not see you, sir. Nald. No Nald here. Yep, no Nald. Johnny Bear. All right, let's go Johnny Bear. There we go, Johnny Bear. All right, I'm planning on investing on Suryo or Bird next since my attacker is lackluster. Every week I reach top 100. Nice. All right. Okay. Hippocampus. Dude, if you are reaching top 100 with what you have, I think you are severely uh like overachieving here. Like your Togo is not even at A8, not even A9, like not even A7. You're doing really well, my friend. So yeah, and then your awakenings is not that good. So like maybe in the past you were at top 100 when people are not strong, but now, sorry. Um, all right. Uh, I think you do have a Suryu. Yeah. So, huh. Okay. So the thing there is, you want Shrimpaler if you really want someone to sustain. You want to sustain someone, but in this particular case, I don't think you need to sustain anyone, right? So you don't have a Tarracona, you don't have a bird to sustain. So I would remove Shrimpaler definitely. Uh, oh, but your Shrimpaler is at A5 and plus 300, so I get why you're trying to use him. But hey, so that's why. Man, tough. No synergy in terms of yeah, okay. So if we are going by this, so I would go for bird because since your shrimp paler is already really good, uh, like I was thinking, put like increase like enhance Suryu because I want to replace shrimp paler, but since shrimp paler is already plus 300 and at A5, then you want to make use of him. And in order to make use of him, you need to have like a Tarracona or a bird. And since you don't have a Tarracona, obviously, we are going to use bird. And so we are going to use bird. You don't even have to use like attack jellies on him. You just use HP or defense jellies, right? And so I would put bird instead of might. Okay. Um, yeah, so that's what I would do. Although maybe Staghorn will be the odd man out here, and then you can replace him for someone else. But maybe just for now, go for Bird, because Bird will benefit definitely for your really good what do you call this, shrimp paler already. So yeah, let's go for Bird. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah, so yeah, go for bird. I think bird would definitely like because bird and shrimpaler works really well, and since your shrimpaler is already good, let's go ahead with bird, right? So with Suryu, who are you going to replace, right? So who you replace might, and then you're gonna lose a melee type. So what happens is all your familiars will take all of the AOE heat, the AOE hits. So yeah, I would go for bird. Okay, there we go. Next, chop. All right, let's go for chop. Chop. All right, so 2 minutes left. Let's okay. Let's do two more after chop, and then that's it. I'm sorry, but we don't have a lot of time. I am still a little bit hangover, but yeah. So can you who to put on attack and defense? Also their positioning. Also whom to try final plus 200 platinum rank 20% or 20%. Okay. So this is your team. You do have a oh man, Firelinks A2. Kind of a waste of a rare. Yeah, right? For those people who have been watching me, you know how much I despise Firelinks. But dude, you do have a good are you a free to play player? You're probably not a free to play player, right? Probably. Or you just got really, really lucky. With Buffalo over here. I don't know. You're probably a free to play player, but you just were able to A8 Suryu because all the others are not really high. But yeah, so all right, we're going fast here. Um, okay, in terms of lineup, yeah, you're using Suryu, which is good because you're A8. Toko A8. I would definitely try to use Sorbor here. I want to use Sorbor because he's already at A10. Um, but the thing there is, he is not working well uh, with a uh, with a Staghorn, right? So what I can do is just give you two kinds of team to try out. All right. So okay, first team, which is what I am more inclined to use, is it's this one. No, 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 no. Yeah, there we go. This is how I would go for. So Sorobor, Suryu, Toko, Ebon, and Mike. So this is the lineup that I would suggest. But I get it. You do have a Staghorn, and you probably don't want to leave him out in your team. And so we are going to do another team, which you can also try out. And then whichever does well, that's what you go for, right? So for the Staghorn, we are not going to use Sorbor because they don't work well together, right? Who else do you have? Uh, right. Okay. Um, yeah, we are also going to use Ebon because Ebon will really work well with a Staghorn, and then also Ebon really works well with a Hippocampus. So all in all, we want both in the same team, right? So basically, synergy within the three, and then synergy within the two, and then Toko synergy within all of them basically because it's good healing. So synergy all throughout. We are going to use this one instead of might. All right. So um, yeah, there we go. So this is the second team. I think it would also work, but just because of the awakening, right? I think like definitely you could reach top 10 in not 10 that 10% in this type of lineup. All right, next. B I think I beat Cove. All right then. All right, let's do beat Cove. This is the second to the last. Here's mine, sir. Hoping recommendation. Here's my update list. Hoping to get for attack and defense. All right, so all right, you do have a Toko at A10. First suggestion, uh, actually a demand. I demand you to plus 300 Toko. All right, next. Right, so this is the team you're rocking currently. You are whoa, whoa. You do have a Shrimpaler at A7. Is that A7? Crazy. Okay, well this is perfect then. You are using Puffu already. So since you have a A2 Molten, we are going to use him. You are not using him for some reason. Uh, uh, all right. So if you haven't seen my Molten video, I suggest you watch that video because that would totally explain why I would suggest you this lineup, right? So again, I don't have a Molten, but we are going to use Firelinks, so that is the only reason why we have Firelinks as a proxy. So this is Molten Lion, and then we are going to use Ebon, right? And since you have a Shrimp Paler at A7 higher than my A6 Shrimp Paler, amazing, we are going to use him. And then the other one from the lineup is a Puffu, because you already have a Puffu, and thus we are going to... I don't have a Puffu. So, as a proxy, we are going to use Hippocampus, right? So, this is how I would do it, right? So, Ebon Torix will be your first tank, and then Molten will be your second tank. And because they are super duper tanky, and then basically with Molten giving you plus 7 more seconds when he die, you can have a lot of good hits, especially with an AOE, what do you call this? AOE skill from Puffu. All right, so yeah, we could probably change that to like interchange them. So have Puffu at the back. But I think if anything, I would do it this way because at least with Puffu, those who can hit a Puffu won't really kill him. But with Shrimp Paler, he is a little bit more like in danger. So I would put him right where it's very very safe. So and then plus you don't want to put like two fire types in like together. So yeah, this is how I would do it. Okay. So but Molten definitely should be used. Okay. Next, and the last one. I'm sorry, but yeah, this will be the last. Iggy. All right, let's go with Iggy. Yeah, right. Iggy. Let's go. I've been watching your video, watch videos, man. Learn a lot of things. All thanks to you. Alright, currently satisfied with comp right now. Sitting at top 6%, 7%. Alright. You want to go to 3%. Although there's no more 3% for some reason. By the way, I use A6 Auroboros. Whoa, what? Oh, man. That's crazy. Oh. Oh, man. I feel bad for you. Oh, man. Oh. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, but you want to hear my opinion about this? That's crazy. Why would you do that? That's A6, man. That's A6 Auroboros. I will release a video soon that will really show you how dangerous an Auroboros can be. And so maybe man, you could have seen that video and then basically maybe decided, all right, I shouldn't enhance absorb my Ouroboros to Sorobor. Fuck, man, that was tough. Oh, okay, but it helped, which is good. But I mean, man, shit. All right, so I don't want to make you feel bad by saying all of these things, but all right, whatever. Since your Sorobor is doing really well, which is not a surprise because with the skill of Ouroboros, with the skill of Sorobor, it will really boost him up together with all the jellies, and so the basically in the future, like if you're what is your Sorobor, A10? All right, so at A9, you basically like the plus 300 becomes plus what, like 40%? Is it 40%? All right, so it's probably like plus 120 basically. So the it's gonna be plus 420 the enhancement. So yeah, so that's why the awakening, the enhancement is very very important for Sorobor. All right, So look at the chat. Everybody's just saying oof because of Ouroboros being enhanced absorb, man. A6 Ouroboros. But yeah, soon, guys, I will release the video for Ouroboros, and I'm sorry, Iki, but this will make you cry. This would probably make you, like, give you sleepless nights, right? So yeah, A6. God damn it. You could have been a little bit more patient. Like in a week, you'd probably get all of the like whatever. I've said too much. I don't want to make you feel bad, but yeah, all right. So, all right, you are definitely doing really well for an A8 Toko. You are doing really well at 6.32. This is doing okay. Um, uh, I, a lot of people who are watching me, they know that I wouldn't recommend having three, like, man, the, you see, you could have used Ouroboros instead of hippocampus. What is your hippocampus awakening? See, this is an A0 hippocampus. If you are using an Ouroboros lineup, it will be better to use. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. I am really making you feel bad right now. But you could have used an A6 Ouroboros with very good enhancement, together with a might, right? So what's gonna no so but since you don't have an Ouroboros anymore, we are going to use a different type of different melee type, because really it doesn't make sense to use like range type together with your Sorbor. So um I think I think you could use I think you can use Dinosaurus or Disbelief. Okay? But that's gonna okay. Yeah, Disbelief could do, but you want to like kill a lot. So maybe I would go for Dinosaurus. Just try it out. Just try it out for now. Um because like really, please watch the video that I made about Sorbor so that you really understand why I am making you take Hippocampus away from your like original team. So so that's for you to understand. You just go watch that video. But so I am going to remove Hippocampus here. Um, I am since your Thorax has no awakening. I am not gonna use him. I am instead going to use Dinosaurus, right? Because with Dinosaurus at least we can do good DPS, right? Again, it could have been Ouroboros, but we don't have an Ouroboros, and so I would go for Dinosaurus. And then in terms of placement, right? Um, in terms of placement, I would go for um, who is the other one? Dinosaurus, right? So Dinosaurus should definitely come from behind. So I would put Toko in front, Might in front, Dinosaurus over here, and then who is your other one? I think. Oh yeah, Sorbor. Sorry. So Sorbor would be here, and then I think I would. All right, I think this would make much more sense. I think so. Or because we don't have a. All right, so I would put it this way. But let's see at the end, because usually at the end of the battle uh it's going to be tough, because it's going to be like Sorbor and Toko, right? And then if you put Toko in front, the chances of Sorbor attacking Toko would be like 50-50. And so if the opponent Sorbor attacks Toko, then that would end up as a loss for you, right? So uh but just because you don't have any other tank, Dinosaurus would melt easily, and so I would do it this way. Again, could have been Ouroboros. Shit, man. But yeah, this is how I would do it. Yeah. Uh, And then just one thing to note, and I am very sorry again, when you reach top 5% and eventually to top 100, the use of Sorbor becomes like minimal because with Sorbor, if you're going against a lot of nukes, like from the other team, Sorbor becomes, very easy to kill, even though he is at. I mean, not very easy, but like usually the nukes at the top 100 are water types. So you have Suryu, you have Hippocampus. So at 5% to 30%, it could still work because like the familiars there are not that strong, not a lot of awakenings. But when you get like further down the road, so that's why I really recommend Sorbor for free to play, because at least it gives you a little bit of advantage there. But at the top 100, where a lot of a lot of whales are, a lot of dolphins are, it would be really hard for Sorbor to work. And so uh, you reaching this point at 6% or wherever you are at, 6% to 7%, you are, yeah, that's because of Boar. That's because of Sorbor. But in order to make it work to the top 100, you will need other familiars uh, at higher awakening. So you have Might, that's good. You have Toko at A8, that's at least passable. Your Suryu, I think, is high awakening. Oh no, 8 too. So yeah, you will need some more awakening. So for like rare 4-star selection chest, go ahead and choose Hippocampus so that you at least get him to A1, and then we'll build a new team around him in order for him to be more effective. But for now, this is what I would suggest, and I think it would still reach like the latter part of top 100, like top 90, like top 100. But to go further into the top 30, it would be really really hard. But so yeah, this is what I would go for, Icky. I'm sorry for your loss, but yeah. Yeah, this is what we could do for now, right? So, by the way, so that's the last one, and all of you who have sent in your messages right now, I hope you really did a screenshot of your ranks. We are going to do something like a game, right? So, whatever is your rank is right now, next like no, let's say, what is it now? All right, so next week, like, so it's gonna be Monday, right? So next week, Monday, not this week, then the coming Monday, whatever is your rank there, if your rank is the highest among all the others who've submitted their rank as of now, right? Whoever gets the highest jump, I will give you a prize, right? So let's say, what would be a good let's say Asterite or NKA. Let's go for NKA. Let's have about, how about 5 NKA? Not a lot, but at least, something to play for, since you guys are you've submitted your ranks, and I want you to use whatever it is that you have right now. If I gave you some advice, I want you to use that, and then if you get the highest jump among all the others in the familiar, like of all those who have submitted, if you got the best jump, then you get a reward. So, like for example, for a percent, we will do a like for from 7% to 6%, we will call that a 5-point jump, and then if it's going to be from top 100 to top 90, then that's like 10 numbers, right? So that's going to be a 10-point jump. So so from the top 100, that's going to be 1 point per number, right? And then for percent, let's do like maybe 5. No, not 5. It's maybe that's a lot. Right? Maybe let's do like two points for the top. So I think the one who benefits here the most are the ones who are like in the least one. So we want to be like, so we want it to be like a like whoever is the least like the least strongest will get the strongest. So we'll make it to a point thingy. So whoever gets So 1 point for each percent, and then 1 point for each number. So that's what we're gonna do, right? I have all your messages here, and then just submit them. Whoever is here, just submit them at the end of the season, like next, not the end of the season, but the next Monday, right? Just make sure that you have sent them today, right? And then please use no cheating. Use the most recent one, not when way back when you were like when you were starting out. So please don't do that. Just to be fair with all the others who will join, but we will give out what's that's about 5 NKA would be around I think 3,000 asteroid, right? So yeah, we will give out 5 NKA to the winner. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of funds, so we can only do one. But I mean, it could be fun. Yeah, it would be fun to do something like this just for those people who are, faithfully watching the videos. And watch out for the next videos. We're gonna have Bunnybot for sure, Auroboros possibly, and I'll do it sooner because I don't want people to enhance absorbing their Ouroboros or might to that matter. But yeah, so thank you very much, everyone who has watched the stream, and yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. By the way, sorry, last one. We are going to do this one again. I'm just wait for the announcement on the next video. But really, it was fun. Thank you very much, and